everyone, welcome to the football. Today, football, you know already, we have told you since last time that we will be giving you and producing all the football stories for you as usual as we do. This is Footazer channel. Today I'm not alone. I have guests in front of me. They will try to introduce themselves. We start with the one at the left.
Hi guys, I am Bence. I am from Hungary. I've actually been doing YouTube for, 16 years now. So, not trying to brag and be like I'm the experienced one, but yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Thank you so much, Bess. Are you excited to take part of this broadcast?
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining. I will move forward.
Yeah. Hello guys, my name is Richard. Very familiar face in this channel and happy to see you again.
Yeah, already we did once, so it's like first time. Yeah, we'll move forward again.
Hi guys, my name is Ali and I love football, I play football and I love to debate about football, so let's get into it.
Alright, let's get started. So we will talk about the FIFA World Cup 2026. You guys know the biggest competition going on in the United States, Canada and Mexico as well. Those three countries who are hosting the World Cup 2026. We'll start, guys, with the expansion of the teams, because back at the time we have 32 teams. Right now we have 48 teams. What is your opinion? Do you think this is really advantage for players, or it's kind of
I think the expansion to 48 teams is... I'm a bit divided on it because I think the World Cup is such like an exclusive thing. Like it's the biggest thing in football probably. I think that kind of takes away from the prestige of it, but also at the same time, the 48 teams, it just gives smaller teams such as Uzbekistan or Curacao or Cape Verde a big chance to prove themselves at the biggest stage. And I think that is also something that football heavily relies on, like smaller teams coming through to the big stage. And that's the stuff of football. Everyone loves an underdog story.
Do you think it is a good decision, Richard?
Yeah, based on how things are going right now with the knockouts and everything, I think pretty much it's giving us more entertainment, I could say.
Mm-hmm.
So there's smaller teams that we could have not heard of them or would have not known they existed, but now they are in the round of 32. For example, Cabo Verde,
Mm-hmm.
a very good team, and and also gave more chances to teams like African teams as well, which was from 5 slots to 9 slots. I think that was way better.
Excellent. Fifth, do you have anything to say about it?
Yes, I believe it's very beneficial. You know, football is the most popular sport in the world, so you have to open the space to allow more countries to be able to participate and give them the opportunity. So I believe it was the best decision.
All right, thank you so much for this opinion. We will move forward and talk about one of the best players currently, Lionel Messi. You know how he's playing, the statistics shows that he's one of the biggest, and people still continuously asking the same question: is Messi the GOAT or is Cristiano Ronaldo? Faith, do you have anything to say? No, hold on. First of all, which team do you support, if I may ask?
I support Chelsea.
Chelsea. Oh, okay. Barca or Real Madrid?
To be honest, I don't like any of them, but if I had to choose, I would choose Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Okay, no problem. Okay, answer to the question now. Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo?
You know, I have to accept that Messi is the GOAT. Me personally, I like both Messi and Ronaldo. I think we've not seen this type of consistency from players ever, you know, to be able to play this long in their career, not have so many injuries, score so many goals, assists, give us so many big moments. I think Messi and Ronaldo are truly the greatest players of all time. But obviously, right now, Messi is comfortably in the lead. But I actually do think there were some moments that maybe Ronaldo could have had more Ballon d'Ors, but that's a debate for
Okay.
that. But I truly think when you watch both of them, you can see Messi, like he actually makes you stand up from your seat, and he has been that player consistently throughout his career, while Ronaldo has more of like changed into a striker that loves to stay more in the box, make runs. He's not as explosive as he was when he was younger, so I truly believe Messi is the GOAT.
All right. The way that your argument has been framed, can you please just tell me if, for example, you are a coach or a manager, they ask you to, to buy one player, you will Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, regardless of their position or the way that they play, which one you will choose to buy?
In their prime,
The prime, exactly. If you need to save your team is going to get relegated or something, you need someone to save the team, and they say they have limited money. So, which player you will buy at that time?
for me, I know many people might want to jump and say Messi, but for me, I think it's if you talk about their prime, it's a very hard decision because Ronaldo, he offered so many things. He can play anywhere across the front three. He's a presence in the box. Like he's a very physical player. He was a very physical player in his prime. I think it's kind of hard. It depends on what you want. Me personally, as a football player, I love when I watch teams that actually play positive football, want to always get the ball forward as much, play passes around, like football that just flows seamlessly, and maybe Messi might be more suited to that. But I think in their prime, maybe Ronaldo offered a little bit more. Messi was obviously the better player, but Ronaldo had a bit more to his game. So for me, it's a very tough decision. Maybe
you just keep explaining,
the thing is,
you're not choosing.
If we saw Messi playing in the Premier League, I feel like it would have been an easier decision. So I would have been able to know if I can choose a player. So it depends. I'm talking about in the Premier League. Like me, I'm a Chelsea fan. Are you asking me if I would choose one of them to come and save my team in their prime? It's hard.
Who will you choose? Because you didn't say anything, bro. You keep explaining, but you're not saying. Choose one. Pick one.
I'll go for Messi. I'll go for Messi.
Well, Messi. Fine. A Ronaldo fan, but we choose Messi.
I'll go for Messi.
It's insane. No problem.
Yeah.
Richard, same question.
The first question or this question?
The same question. Messi or Ronaldo, who will you choose?
Okay, so in the relegation team. Oh,
Yeah,
I'll definitely go for Messi.
definitely.
Yes. I think.
You didn't even think about it, bro.
In their prime.
Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely go for Messi. I think prime Messi was unreal. His numbers and his playmaking. I think everything he used to do from his position, and I think this is when he unlocked both feet to play with both feet, because in the beginning of early in his career it was very hard for him to shake off defenders using his right foot, but he mastered both, and I think this was 2010s, I think 2012. So yeah, I'll definitely go for Messi. Prime Messi was definitely better at that point.
Bansi, what about you?
If I could choose either of them to save my team, if we're thinking about the logical thing, my favorite team is Arsenal. That's why I kind of chuckled when you said your favorite team is Chelsea. But in that case, I have a 50-50 decision to make, because my brain kind of shifts towards Ronaldo because he has proven himself in the Prem, but Messi hasn't. But I consider myself to be more of a Messi fan. I always loved Messi. I've never really had that affection towards Ronaldo. So if my brain would tell me to pick one, he would probably pick Ronaldo because he has proven himself in the Prem. But if my heart would pick one, he would probably go with Messi. But I don't want to be the different one, so I'll go with Messi too.
So you go with Messi as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the World Cup. We have seen games going on still. The first game of Messi, Argentina, that was 3-0 against Algeria. And the first game, Portugal drew. And many people have been saying it was because of Cristiano Ronaldo, because everybody want to play for him. They're just creating chance to give the ball to Ronaldo. So nobody want to play, nobody want to shoot. So is this really Cristiano Ronaldo a problem for Portugal national team, or it's something else? Bansi, we start with you.
I wouldn't say necessarily that Ronaldo is a problem. I think the problem is the expectations and the pressure of the fans. Because if you're a manager, if let's say you're Portugal's manager, and you're looking at the picture that, this could be Ronaldo's final World Cup, it's like Portugal's biggest player ever, you're not going to bench him for two of the three or one of the three group games, you're obviously going to play him.
Why if he's not good? Because right now Ronaldo is not doing good in his club, like they are a Saudi Arabia club, Al Nassr. He's not the prime, right? So
No.
why picking him and giving him a chance to play 90 minutes instead of playing other players?
Like I said, I think it's pressure from the fans, and I don't think that Portugal have that striker personality, that fox in the box. Like, I don't think any other Portuguese striker can match the level of Cristiano, and I think that's one of the reasons why they have to play him, because they don't have that personality. But I don't necessarily think that Cristiano is a problem for Portugal. Obviously, we've seen a lot of criticism from the fans, a lot of stupid things they've done on social media, and that is just unacceptable. But I don't think that Cristiano is a problem.
Speaking about pressure, you say about pressure, but the same thing happening for Brazil national team because of Neymar. Because the fan need Neymar,
Yeah.
but the coach decides so Neymar will not play. The first game was benched because he's now in the prime.
And he's also injured.
Yeah.
Was injured.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
also injured, but okay, no problem. Richard, you have anything to say? Why Cristiano Ronaldo?
Of course, it has been minds of every football fan. Why would you start Ronaldo? But obviously, I would argue if you go back to the last previous World Cup, when they benched Ronaldo for that knockout match against Morocco, and we all know what happened. So I guess that has been like the defining moment for most of the anyone who's gonna manage the team. But also just for football tactics point of view, in the modern game, the striker position is not really something that is, I could say, very much integral to the plans. If you have a good team, if you have a very good midfield, a very good defense, you have someone like Nuno Mendes, best left back in the world. Yeah, they can do much more for him, and they can help him to just like soften his weakness and empower him. So yeah, I would argue, if I could take an example for Arsenal, right? They had a problem with the striker for a long time, and you could see that they still managed to compete. So I would say, yeah, he's not the problem so far. Although yes, I mean, he hasn't been putting in the numbers for sure. I mean, 2 goals only, but compared to Messi and all that, but he can be the defining moment. I can say that for some time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Faith.
To continue on the points he said, there's really no other good option for Portugal. Ramos is a good player. I think he has about 3 goals in the World Cup, but compared to Ronaldo, I think he's one of the greatest players of all time. You have to play him, even though he's obviously not in his prime anymore. I think in the Saudi League is actually kind of underrated, because we saw the player from Mexico that scored the opening goal. He plays in the same league as well, so we've seen that players from there can actually still perform on a high level. But I do believe that the coach Martinez, I think he needs to change the way they set up in the team, because for some reason they are always a bit too shy to send balls into the box sometimes. They are always so obsessed with keeping possession. They are always slow to move the ball, progress the ball from the back to the front. So I think it actually affects them a lot, and they always shy away from counters for some reason. So I think you have to blame the coach. Obviously, Ronaldo, he's a big player. There are big expectations, and he kind of overshadows the other problems that in the team. The coach is also there. The players that are playing around him not playing as well. So I think it is a combination of everything. Ronaldo not being in his prime anymore, the coach not doing his job, the other good players not performing is not just Ronaldo's fault. And if you ask me if Ronaldo should still play, yes, he should play, because it's the best option for them.
Thank you so much for your answer. Do you think that Portugal can somehow win the World Cup 2026?
Wow, yes, of course, because the last World Cup we saw Argentina have a shaky match against Saudi Arabia, but they still went on to win the competition. I think the World Cup is not just about being dominant throughout. You need to show that you can pass a hard block. I feel Portugal can prove us wrong and they can win this ball. Right now, it's hard to say with the way they play. I feel like if they come up against a team that is really defensively solid and they keep on playing the way they are playing, like all the other countries, they know that if you just defend well against Portugal, it will be hard for them to score. So I think they really need to change some things in the way they play and possibly they can still do it.
Possibly.
Anything is possible.
Okay, in terms of percentage, you will give them 50%, 30%,
I think
80%.
right now it's kind of low. It's very low right now. I think we've seen better countries, even Morocco, even Brazil, France. These countries are playing positive football. I think right now Portugal is kind of low, maybe 10%.
10% for Portugal
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah, I'm not just South Africa.
Richard,
Yes.
do you think Portugal can win the World Cup 2026?
Well, I would bring all of you guys the attention to the bracket, right? I was checking today morning where they're going to the knockouts. They have a chance of beating Spain and other big teams, France as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit tough, but we know what this team can do. Historically, it doesn't have a big achievements. We know that, but it has had like these impossible situations, right? For example, the Euro 2016, right? Yeah, so I think like through the talisman, through the Ronaldo effect, I hope they can still get some from that, and this time they have better players.
50%? Give them chances?
Realistically, I'm gonna go around 10%.
But you're not giving nothing, bro. When you give 10%, what do you mean? Because 10% is basically nothing.
As much as the teams that they have to meet, and as Ali said, he said this it's a tournament football, so we don't really know.
No, just let be realistic. You don't believe in Portugal.
You
don't because this is Portugal. How can you give 10% to Portugal?
No, we do believe
It's
in Portugal.
Portugal, bro. Cristiano Ronaldo national team. You have Nuno Mendes. You have Vitinha. You won Champions League. You have good players, bro. You have everybody.
Yes, and as Ali said, right, and if you watch the previous match for against Colombia, it wasn't only Ronaldo who was the problem. They did try to shoot, but again, everyone was misfiring. Real was misfiring. The other players are not really doing much as they're supposed to do. Maybe it's a coaching problem as well. So as he said, there's a lot of things that are around Ronaldo that are actually dragging down the team.
10% for Portugal to win World Cup 2026. It's insane. Bence.
I do not believe that they'll win it. I have 0% believe in them.
That's worse.
Like you said, they're really slow at progressing the ball. They are very lackluster at times. Yes, they have big players. Yes, they have quality players. But you can have the quality players and still not achieve anything. And like you said, the Euro 2016 thing, I was going to say the same thing. Like, yes, miracles can happen, but I just don't think that they have that winning momentum. And again, with the brackets, they have a very tough way to the final. Maybe at very best they'll get to the semifinals, but I don't think that they'll win it.
Alright, no problem. But all of us have seen how United States national team, football national team is playing. They are really progressing well. I think they won all the matches during the group stage.
No, they lost to Turkey on the last game.
On the last game, but they did really great.
Yeah.
Do you think they can get into quarterfinal, Bence, United States?
Maybe. I mean, they have Pochettino at the helm. He's a very good manager. As much as he was at Tottenham, and I really hate them, but as much as my personal preference is put aside, Pochettino is a very good manager. He has had very tough moments, especially when they lost to. I can't remember the nation that they lost to before, exactly before the World Cup.
Oh, Germany.
Was it Belgium?
No, it was like.
I think Germany, right?
No, it was an island. Trinidad and Tobago, sorry.
Oh,
it's not an island. No. They lost to Trinidad and Tobago before the World Cup, and everyone was going mad. Like, how can you go into a World Cup with a performance like this? But I don't think they're actually a very bad team. They showed us that, yeah, US, we meme on them a lot because they call it soccer and everything. But that put aside, they are actually a very good team. I don't think they'll go far. At some points, I can't even see them making it through the round of 32. But I think they have some chance of going far. Not winning it, but going far.
Alright, thank you so much. Do you have something to say about United States?
I think he has covered most. I would like to point out the last match. You could see something about a bit shaky about the US men's national team. But I think they can reach round of 16. I think that's as far as I could rate them to go.
Faith.
For me, based on style of play, I was really surprised. The goal that Balogun scored, for me, that's one of the best goals of the tournament. I think they really surprised me, and they could be one of the dark horses in this World Cup, I believe.
Okay, according to you, which national team could potentially win the World Cup 2026? This is your final question. Now, I will have another question.
When anyone has asked me this question, the three teams that I was supporting going into the World Cup were Senegal, Portugal, and France.
So you were thinking Senegal could potentially win the World Cup?
Yes.
Bro, can I ask you again a question? I'm talking about the World Cup. This is an African Cup. It's a World Cup.
Yes.
I know I like Senegal. I like Sadio Mane, Pape Gueye, Idrissa Gana Gueye, all of them because, Senegal is one of the best countries when it comes to football. But
Yes.
this is World Cup, man.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
And if you ask me why, it's not just because of the style of play. For me, it's about the passion. Like when you watch the Senegal players play, like they play for the badge, they give their all on the pitch. Of course, some of the players make some silly mistakes. But when you watch them play, even in the AFCON, of course, some actions were uncalled for, but you can really see the passion of the players. Like they want to win by all means. So I really thought that they had a chance. Right now, I'm a bit somewhere in the middle, but I still think they can go far. I think they have good players, they have experienced players. But I do think the coach needs to learn to trust some of the younger players. I think some of the older players, maybe the defenders and the midfielders, he needs to rotate them a bit more. They are older. He needs to try different things. He needs to start the young kid on the right wing and Baye. He needs to kind of change the midfield. Koulibaly is their most experienced defender, but sometimes a bit lackluster. He needs to put players that are actually performing and would give the results. But right now, at the beginning of the World Cup, I didn't really like them, Morocco, for personal reasons, the whole Towel stuff and all that. But actually watching the way they play, I think among all the African teams, Morocco is the team that I believe right now can realistically win the World Cup for African teams. But if you ask me, generally I would say France, because the star power in the team is just so much. Like, I feel genuinely in football, there are some situations where it doesn't even matter how bad the team plays. You just have some good players that can always save you in situations. Look at the goal that Dembele scored, the hat-trick. Those three goals, like there's literally nothing you can do to stop it. I feel like some teams are just like that. Even if they play so bad, they just have some players that can create something out of nothing, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. That's how good I feel France is. Like.
Okay, let me just stay in the same thing as you have been talking about African national team. That some people have been saying that national African team are underrated teams. So do you think they was right saying that? Because what they are showing us really opposite.
I think it's not bad to be underrated. An African team has never won the World Cup before, but I think compared to before, right now, I think teams from Africa are doing pretty well. I think out of 10 teams, 9 teams qualified to the round of 32, so that was pretty impressive for me. And I think this might be the World Cup for Africa.
Risha, your prediction, which team do you think can win the World Cup 2026?
Okay, I can give pretty sure one team I'm standing on, but first I'm a Spanish fan, so La Rojas for sure that we will make that Yamal and everything. But you can see as the results are not really giving. So
last time when I was asking you a question, Julian Alvarez or Lamine Yamal, you say Julian Alvarez, right? Because your video is still on the channel. You have chosen Julian Alvarez, but today you are talking about Yamal, bro.
Well, okay, so
because
listen, when was that?
It was last year. People are watching you. They can go back and check the video. You said I asked Julian Alvarez or Lamine Yamal. You say Julian Alvarez, but now you are saying.
I believe there's more context to that. I think you were talking about the striker position or something. I think you were talking about. I think there was something about the forward position or something. I believe it wasn't about like.
Okay, no problem. Explain yourself.
I believe it was something like that. Yeah, Spain. I would like to see Spain win the World Cup. Yes, this is just for personal reasons, just as a fan, and that's it. And also, but like the other prediction, I would give my second country that I would like to see it win. I wanna say England, but no, because I don't think they're gonna do it. Like the system that Tuchel is trying to do is not going to make it for sure. But the other team that I want to see to make some wonders or some noise in this World Cup will be Congo. I watched them yesterday, the way they played. There's a particular player there inside.
Bro,
very good.
Oh, please let me remind you, this World Cup.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
And they
It's just a reminder, this World Cup.
yes.
So if you see a team playing, maybe 1 game, 2 game, they are doing better, but don't forget this is a World Cup.
I'm a very big fan.
No,
of
I'm
Congo.
not against that. I'm not
Yeah.
against that because you know I love Congolese. I love how Congolese
Yes,
plays and,
exactly,
you know.
exactly.
Yeah, I love everything, you know.
Yeah.
But this World Cup, you know, yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes. So yeah, I'll give.
But say your mind, say your mind.
Yeah, so I'll give Congo not a chance to be there, but like we give a chance to make noise in the World Cup. So I'm talking about like a deep run,
Mm-hmm.
not round of 32, maybe round of 16, you know, or maybe even quarterfinals. You know, that would be very high. But yeah, there. But the last,
With Yuan Wissa yesterday.
yes, and Mayele and
Scoring
all those
2 goals,
players. Yeah,
Mayele.
I'm a big fan of Congo. I've been like their path is like what we will call like a magical path, like a magical
Mhm.
runway. So if they do make something, yeah, it should be one to be remembered for. And also like it's kind of like a golden generation for them, to be honest, in terms of everything. And then the last team that will be there, I think I'll actually like to see do something in this. It's a South American team. I would like to see something from Ecuador, based on how they play, like on the defensive and the trend right now is Harambo, as we know. It's Harambo. We saw Arsenal do that by reaching, So yeah, I want to see like Ecuador doing something like that, like reaching somewhere where like no team can break them down. And well, they have conceded so far, but I think they're gonna, like, defense wins you titles, and I believe that in the deep sense of like football.
Thank you so much, Richard. Banse.
I
It
do
seems
not-
you seems a little bit exhausted, like you don't have any choice.
I don't really have any, like you two. I don't have like a standout pick or like multiple standout picks. But if I had to choose someone to predict to win this, I would not be surprised if England did it, because we have seen England play against Croatia like we've never seen England, because we've all gotten used to England being that team that barely scrapes through a game, barely gets results. And yeah, the last 2 group games were that.
Yeah.
But we have seen a style of play against Croatia under Tuchel that I don't think we've seen under Southgate or even Roy Hodgson going back as that far back. So I think they will scrape through at times, but if a big opposition comes against them, let's say France or maybe Germany or maybe Spain, they will play better because they have a better quality of football to play against. Because the thing I've noticed with England is they kind of stoop down to the level of opposition. We've seen that against Ghana, we've seen that against Panama, especially in the first half. They stoop down to the level of the opposition, and when the opposition is not as good as them on paper, of course they're not going to play as well. But if they come up against a big team, I think they can make it through. So England is one of my picks. I came into the World Cup supporting Sweden because of my past.
And you have been disappointed.
Not against Netherlands, yes, but at an overall picture, no. I support them because
But you still have France to play.
yeah, in the round of 32.
Are you still supporting Sweden?
Yeah,
Or you gave up?
no, I am not giving up on Sweden until they are not.
Alexander Isaac, you have the
Victor
duty to
Gyökeres.
play. Gyökeres, you have something to do, please. You need to save this guy.
Does this have to do with his Hungarian roots?
It has to do with me, or like a personal thing, because I've lived in Sweden for almost 2 years. So I'm like, if Hungary is not there, I'm like, because I supported England in Euro 24, Euro 20, because I love English football, and I'm like, if there's no, of course I had supported Hungary in Euro 2020 and 2016, but if there's no Hungary, then my next choice would have been England. But I'm like, I don't want to support England as much as I said that they're going to win. And of course, Sweden has a more like closer relation to me. So I'm like, I support Sweden. And I'm obviously very happy that they got through the group.
Thank you so much, Banse. Last question for Faith before we end it. Faith, are you from Nigeria, right?
Yes, of course.
Are you really missing your country before the cup?
I think if you really look at it,
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Richard?
No,
Say something.
somebody said Ghana must go. So yeah.
Okay, no problem.
you know, I think if you really look at it, this is, I would say, our second golden generation in Nigeria, because there was a time that we had
Prime.
many players, you know, playing in Premier League. We had experienced players. We had Kanu, we had Kocha, we had them, and we actually, I think that was 1999.
So you were alive. You were born that time.
No, like, you know, it's
According
our
to
history. It's our
Okay.
history, you know.
Because you cannot tell me something that you haven't experienced.
No,
bro.
it's history.
People are watching. When you were
It's
saying
history.
okay, look. When you were saying 1919 or something like that, and people are watching you. What about this guy's talking about? You know, because you were not there.
You know, it's our history. It's our
It's
history.
history, but you don't. Okay, no
You know,
problem. You just say.
Because the World Cups that I had watched Nigeria play in 2014 World Cup, 2018, they were kind of disappointing. You know, 2014 we got to the round of 16, but we got knocked out by France. You know, it was kind of disappointing. In the group stage, we had a good match against Argentina. In 2018, we tried, but we couldn't pass the group stage. Last minute dagger against Argentina. So painful. But the time that we had a golden generation was 1999. You know, we had Kanu, we had Kocha, we had good players that were playing top football, and we actually were first in our group, in the same group as Spain. So that was impressive at that time. So I really felt that this was the team that was going to take us to glory, because now we have another golden generation in quotes. Like, we have players like Lukman, Chukwueze, Osimhen. You know, we have Basi playing in Fulham. We have a lot of players playing on a high level. So I really thought they were going to do it, but I think it's down to the management and the body organization. You know, there are so many corrupt officials. The money that they get from FIFA is always unaccounted for. There's always problems with players getting their money. You know, players, they tend to go on strike when they don't receive their money. Arguments with coach, arguments with coaching staff. You know, getting an experienced coach on time. It was really painful, you know, and I think at the beginning of the qualifiers we lost a lot of games that we should have won, and that really affected us. And you know, of course, Congo beat us and they took our sports by.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say. I don't want to say anything.
You know, it was on penalties, but I really do believe that things happen for a reason.
But you guys lost the game. Just say,
Yeah.
okay, we lost the game.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You guys lost the game.
I'm saying it.
Don't
I'm saying-
argue about,
no.
about because it doesn't materially impact the results.
Yeah.
So you get kick off.
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah, you know, watching the style of play now, I was really impressed. You know, I haven't seen Nigeria play like this in a long time, so I really feel that we deserve to play in the World Cup. But I think it was a good story for Congo, and they equally deserve to play in the World Cup. So I'm not mad at it. Let's go for Africa.
Thank you so much, Tanzania.
Yes.
Where was last you guys went to the World Cup?
Well, my country has
you
never
never
been,
been.
has never been to the World Cup. So let alone AFCON as well, the African Cup of Nations. So yeah, we do not have any. I could say maybe once or twice golden generation back in the 60s. So yeah, we're not talking about that anymore. But football has been developing in Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa. So we do expect someday, you know, maybe I've had recently a very bodacious plan that we're going to make World Cup by 2030. I don't believe it. I'm just saying it's a good team that we're trying to make and everything. But I'll just weigh in Nigeria, more relevant.
Please don't exceed my expectations.
Yeah, I was disappointed, and I'm disappointed for one thing. I think the way the seeds were drawn for the qualifiers for the World Cup, they really clashed a lot of big teams, especially the sub-Saharan and West African teams on one pot, like on one side, and left a lot of weak countries with the Arabic teams or the North African teams. That's the problem. You can see how Tunisia made it, and you can tell me that Tunisia wasn't ready. Even the Algerian journalists themselves, sports journalists, were saying, "Oh, we are not ready for this team for this World Cup."
You really seem to be not happy about that decision.
Yes, because you can see.
Calm
I was in a very heated argument just like a few weeks ago when people were trying to defend Tunisia and like, oh, maybe they. I was like, okay, can you see the qualifiers or the pathway? You can see, for example, Nigeria had to play South Africa. Nigeria had to play, I think, in the qualifier group, right? Those are a lot of big teams that were really strong in their group. But on the other side, the groups that Tunisia had was against Mozambique, Somalia, and some teams weren't even playing. They didn't even play. They actually forfeited the match. So they got they just got 3 points to get into the World Cup. And that was really, really, I could say, undermining the integrity of African football. Because even their journalists, like their sports journalists in the Maghreb region, they were like, no, we're not ready for this. Even Algeria said that. Algeria said they don't have a team to get there. You see, Tunisia's coach said they're not ready. I think the only teams that were ready from that side, we could say, we could agree, all of us, is Morocco and
Algeria kind of surprised me that they didn't believe in their team because they have good players, you know.
Yeah, but they were like,
They
oh,
are
they are very.
top
Most of them are very young, or most of them are like you know, Maza and all those. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
let's give them time. Right? Like they're in between transition between like the generation we had, like the mentality, the 2014 one to this one right now. Yeah, so to be honest, it kind of agitated me because you can see the black sheep of the family, I guess. Out of the 9 teams, out of the 10 teams, you know, you have a team like Nigeria who I am sure played against my team in the AFCON. Very nice as well. I could enjoy. I enjoy Lokman. Lokman, a very good player. I like the way he plays. Osimhen, we could see he could make more, and there was more story to garner from that. Apart from the Tunisia, I'm pretty sure nobody expected, because it has been declining. If you watch African football, it has been declining for years. So yeah, just let me say it out there. But
Okay.
yeah, next time we should have better seating.
No problem. Thank you so much, Richard. We are almost at the end. Our favorite choice questions. We'll start with Banse. Banse, Kylian Mbappe or Ousmane Dembele?
Based on what?
Just pick one. Like, then I will move to another play. Kylian Mbappe or based on everything, just one. Kylian Mbappe or Ousmane Dembele?
Kylian.
Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland?
Erling.
Erling Haaland or Rodri?
Holland. I really don't like Rodri.
Okay. Haaland or Bellingham?
Holland.
Haaland or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Cristiano.
Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi?
Messi.
Thank you so much. Fifth,
Let's go.
Kylian Mbappe or Ousmane Dembele?
Mbappe all day.
Mbappe or Rodri?
Mbappe all
Mbappe
day.
or Vinicius?
Mbappe all day.
Mbappe or Ronaldinho?
Mbappe all day.
Mbappe or Ronaldo Nazario?
Woo. Ronaldo Nazario.
Ronaldo Nazario or Maradona?
Ah. Let's go Maradona.
Maradona or Lionel Messi?
Lionel Messi. Come
Thank
on.
you so much. Richard, Mbappe or Dembele?
I went with Mbappe, sure.
Mbappe or Julian Alvarez?
Mbappe for sure.
Bro, last time you said Julian.
We had context. We had context.
Wait, your video is still online.
Yes, if you check the video,
The same
we had
question.
context.
The same question. Okay, no problem.
We had
okay.
context on that story.
Today you choose. Okay, Mbappe or Lamine Yamal?
Oof, Mbappe.
Mbappe or Maradona? Why are you saying it like this?
I say Mbappe.
Mbappe or Lionel Messi?
Lionel Messi for sure.
Thank you so much, Lionel Messi. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Banse,
Thank you
for
for
accepting
letting
the
me,
invitation and being here with us today. I'm really grateful. Thank you. I will not take it for granted. Thank you so much. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Faith. Guys, we see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Guys, if you have anything to say to your fan or something to say, because people are around the world watching you, just if you have something to say, just you can say. We start with Faith.
Let's go Morocco, Africa for the win. Let's get it.
Richard.
Yeah, Yamal for the win. Raras. Let's go.
Banse.
Sweden. Sverige. Kom igen.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. See you next time.